Now, this is Dao De Jing, the interpretation of Dao De Jing from the perspective of Qigong practice. Okay, so I think most people understand what exactly is Dao De Jing, right? Now, most people would tell you that Dao De Jing is a book written for rulers. All right, that means a leader of a country, leader of a nation, or leader of a organization. How can we interpret it as a Qigong practitioner? Okay, this is what we're going to talk about. So since we're talking about Qigong practice, what is the purpose of Qigong practice? Most people will tell you that, okay, I practice Qigong because I want to live healthier, happier, and longer, right? Now, then we look at who lives longer. What are the common denominators? What are the factors that would determine that a person would live longer? Okay, now, what do you think? There are many studies done all over the world, many parts of the world. They found that there are two common denominators. Number one, people who live longer, normally they are people who like to move around because of their job or because of their habit, yeah, or because of their culture. They move a lot. They do not like to use remote control that much. Yeah, that's number one. People who exercise. So Qigong practice, many times you get involved with dynamic exercises. So this is being covered. Then number two, people who live long, they are also people who are happier, who have the capacity to face changes, right? So then we'll be looking at the management of emotions. Okay, so these are the two important denominators, common denominators. Number one, people who likes to move a lot, who enjoys exercise. Okay, number two, people who knows how to manage their emotions, who knows how to stay happy. Okay, now from this we look a little bit further about what exactly is Dao De Jing. In our introductory talk, we said that Dao De Jing is a science, right? A science on the formation and operation of the universe and the way to recognize the world. Okay, theory is a book about a theory on how to reach the state of a sage. All right, and different philosophers they have different definitions for sage. This is the state of a sage as defined by Lao Tzu. In Dao De Jing, we talk about naturalness, all right, the state of being natural. And this state of being natural is similar to the realization or knowing in Confucianism and enlightenment in Buddhism. All right, we will touch on this as we go along in the lecture. Now, and then practice. We say the title of the book, Dao De Jing, Science, Theory, and Practice. Practice. How would a sage act? What is the benchmark? If you want to practice to become a sage, what should you do? That is Dao De Jing. All right? Okay, now get into chapter 1. Chapter 1 is actually a very, very important lecture. It's actually a very important chapter. This is a defining chapter. It's actually a chapter that laid down the tone of the whole book. Okay. Practice of Tao. Now, practice of Tao means what? It is actually, this chapter is about how to study the world. All right. Now, since we're talking from the perspective of Qigong practice, so this is about how to practice Qigong. All right. Now, how to practice Qigong? You need two very important tools here. One is extrasensory perception. Okay. That means in your tools to manage your emotions, right? You need extrasensory perception. In your what you call a practice, dynamic practice, and all that, you need this also. Okay. Number two, logical, analytical thinking. This is what is very, very needed in practice. Very, very needed. Logical and analytical thinking is basically very hard to find in Qigong world. Now, the first sentence in this chapter, Dao can be practiced, but it's ever changing. So it's just like the saying that good deeds or good forms can be practiced, but it is ever changing, right? In UK, for you to cross finger is good, but in Vietnam, if you were to show people this sign, like the queen is doing in the picture, you are showing private part, female private part, vagina, right? And a pointing finger, index finger is common in US, but then you don't do it in Malaysia. This is considered something very rude, right? So all these, they're good intention, right? Bush was trying to say peace, but not in Commonwealth countries. When you are having your palm facing inward, the back of the palm facing outward, this is rude, right? And this OK sign is common in many parts of the world, but not in Brazil. This is rude, right? Thumbs up, no, thumbs up is bad in Middle East. So this is an indication that whatever that we think is good is not necessarily good in other places, in other in a different time and space. It may not be really that good then. Name can be applied, but it is ever changing. Okay. If you look into our Qigong practice, you will understand that our experience changes all the time, right? Just like the plant. You look at the plant from a seed into a sprouted seed, a sprout, sapling, small tree, matured tree, and then the whole cycle go again, right? And in UK, somebody else is there's a couple who are so smart, they somehow grow trees in the chair. And just set the picture on our right. Yeah. Now in Qigong practice, it is also the same. When you can't feel qi, we try to trick you to make sure that you feel qi. Ask you to do open close. Separate your palm slowly, then you feel qi, right? Eventually you feel, oh, when I open, it is not just between my palms. It is everywhere going out. All right. As you go further, it is different now. What different is coming out from inside? As you go further, no qi sensation. You give a thought, hey, why my arms are floating out? Some of those who attended our class, this big open close class, after 1-2 months, they said this is very funny. That I follow your narration, and all of a sudden, oh, they floated out. And then they floated in. I felt very good, but very funny, no qi sensation. See? The experience changes all the time. Then, if we are trapped in qi sensation. Oh, this is beautiful. The qi sensation. Oh, this is expanding. Woo, great. Sorry. The progress will be very, very slow. Yeah. So first two sentences, we can conclude from the perspective of Qigong practice that it is only natural for Qi sensation to change all the time. It is only natural to practice the right thing at the right time and space. Don't jump from the sprout to a mature tree. Don't jump from level 1, and then to level 2, 3, 4, 5 in a short span of time. No point. Yeah, no point to jump from it's now getting very popular where everybody is talking about it, the practice of a middle channel. You stand there and then you get in the middle channel. You stand there, you still stand there. Middle channel is another story. It's different, right? And if you are not ready, you're not ready for this. Let's say you're starting at level 1. You're not able to meet a minimal requirement of level 1, and you jump to level 3. What do you get? Your progress will slow down, right? So remember, do not get trapped by Qi sensation. Okay? We know it, that's it. Don't miss it when it's not there. Just perceive whatever is coming to us when we are practicing. All right? Now, then, next, Lao Tzu says this in the book. Non-being is the beginning of everything. Now, we now know that before Big Bang, this is something that is so small that they call it the infinitely small. Nobody can describe what exactly is that. And during the first 3 minutes of the universe, the light elements, that means proton, neutron, electron, right, and the dark matter or whatever, were born during the process of nucleosynthesis. So from nothing, you get into something. Non-being is the beginning of everything. Nothing into something. Now, what is nothing? What is in information? Information, there's no mass. You can't weigh. In a way, you cannot say that, oh, this information is 200 grams. That information is 300 grams. You can't say it. You can't touch. You can't feel it. Right? You may be able to perceive it, but you cannot say it. I touched that information. That's difficult to say. It just doesn't work that way, right? But modern science, modern physicists, they're already looking into this, that information can be converted into energy, and energy can be converted into mass, and mass into energy. Everybody knows about that, all right? So over here, non-being is the beginning of everything. Non-being, the one that you cannot see, that can form something that you can see, something with shapes and form. Okay, now we look at what had been mentioned in history. Lao Tzu said non-being is the beginning of everything. That is 450 BC. James Maxwell first proposed this. Information can be converted into energy. That means information can form physical mass, because everybody knows, even during then, everybody knows energy can be converted into physical mass, right? E equal to mc squared, remember? Then Rolf Landau mentioned this in 1961, that information is physical. He proposed this one, okay? And then Pang Heming, the founder of Zhen Qigong, he said this. He proposed this a few years later in 1998. 3 levels of matter: physical mass, energy, and information. Then came William Tiller. He put in a very simple manner. He said, consciousness is a form of information. Consciousness is a form of information, and information can be converted into energy. That is in 2004. And in the year of 2010, Sano, this scientist at the Chuo University of Japan, together with his friends, his colleagues, they prove it that information can be converted into energy. So non-being can become everything. Now, being is the mother of everything. Whatever with shapes and forms, they forms everything. Look at the hammer. The hammerhead is a piece, is a bar of steel. The body is a piece of wood, right? The head is physical. The handle is physical. Being is the model of everything. Whatever we can see, they are formed by physical substances. Therefore, observe without attachment to perceive the mystery, right? What mystery? Invisible mystery. How to pick up information directly without relying on the sensory organs. How do we pick up information? How do I know what is written on this piece of paper? I have to read. I have to make use of my eye, all right? I read information decoded. How do I know whether this table is rough or smooth? I have to touch. I rely on my sensory organ again. How do I know whether this is noisy or not? Someone is playing outside or not? I have to listen. I got to use my ear. I have to rely on sensory organs, the 5 sensory organs, to recognize the world. Right? Now, what about ESP, extrasensory perception? You pick up information directly. The brain pick up information directly without relying on the sensory organs. See? So, how to use this ESP? Over here, observe without attachment. When you are using your extrasensory perception, when you are picking up information directly, you have to remain. You have to remain at the middle. You should not be attached onto anything. And how to do that? This is tricky, isn't it? Right? He said, okay, you have to perceive, observe without attachment, without any desire to perceive the invisible mystery. Right? He explains further in many other chapters. Yeah. What is the relationship of management of emotions with ESP? Now, when we talk about ESP, many times people mistaken that as the ability to tell, okay, oh, you have a broken arm, huh? Even though I don't have to look at you, I don't have to look at the broken arm or anything else, I know that you have one broken arm on your right side. Or your lumbar is in problem, your knee is inflamed, your heart is not good. That is the ability to perceive the information from the outside world. That is outward focusing. That is what we call our natural ability. They can train children. Professor Lee in Taiwan did an experiment back in 1990s or 1990s or year 2000, right? That they train children after a short while, blindfold them, and then they can read. See? So finger reading, they train children to do finger reading. Finger reading? Can the finger read? Yes. How? They perceive, actually, the children, they perceive the information directly. Now, these are all what we call technical aspect that is outward focusing. What is important in Qigong practice is your ability to perceive what is happening inside your body. Are you aware of your emotions? Are you able to apply your ESP to perceive the emotional state of yourself? This is important. Observe with the desire to find out the truthful detail, the visible. Now, here, without attachment to perceive a mystery, right? This one, observe with the desire to find out the truthful details, the visible. So, research analysis, when we are conducting research work, analytical work, we have to apply logical thinking, right? And this was outward focusing. You're focusing on the outside world. When you're applying ESP, no, you have to focus inward. This one, your focus is outward. Now, though with different names, the two are from the same. Though the two approaches, they have different names, right? But they are from the same. From where? From the brain. It is our brain function. So whether you are applying your ESP to tell the outside world or to tell what is happening to yourself, or you are applying analytical thinking, logical thinking to conduct research work, analytical work, we are still making use of the brain. We are still making use of our consciousness. Both approaches, they are from the same what? They are from the same source. They are from the brain, the work of the brain, the work of the mind. Both are mysterious. Actually, up until now, we do not know how exactly the brain functions in detail. Both approaches are mysterious, and they are the doors to understand all the mystery. You need ESP. You need analytical thinking. All right? So to understand the world, to understand the whole universe, you need both. All right? Now, the key is of the approaches is that you have to observe without desire. Okay? Now, how to observe without desire? How to observe without attachment? When we are attached onto something else, we get emotional very easily. Right? Observe with the right desire. When we are attached onto something, let's say, in my analytical work, in my research work, hey, wow, if I really can produce something good, I'll be very famous. And this is not the right desire. This is not the kind of a desire to find out the truth. This is a desire, the wrong desire. What kind of desire? I want to be famous. This is the wrong one. The approaches one without desire, because those who practice comprehensive form of Qigong, they will understand that you get into Qigong state. You let whatever information that will come to you to come to you. You perceive whatever that is coming to you. Right? That is observing without desire when you are in meditative state. Observe with the right desire when you are doing analytical work. I just want to find out the truth. Now, in both instances, we know that the moment we are attached, the moment that we have unhealthy desire there, what happens? We get emotional. Think carefully, then you will understand this. Right? Now, then we take one step backward. How to observe without desire? First, I must know that I can remain in calmness. That I must know that I am calm. I'm not excited. I'm not angry. I'm not sad. I'm not this. I'm not that. So management of emotions is extremely important. But how can we manage something else if we do not know there is a problem? You can't possibly manage something else if you do not know there's a problem, right? Okay, we do a simple experiment, right? Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and feel whatever you could feel now. You have 5 seconds. Just close your eyes, take deep breath, and feel inside whatever that you can feel. All right? Now, open your eyes. We're going to do something very, very simple. What we are going to do is what we call a big open close, big lachi. Yeah. What we do, we sit down relaxingly. We think of the blue sky. Okay. And then follow my instruction, my narration, that when we say you open up, you open up. When we say you close, you close. Okay. That means on breathing in, you spread out your arms. On breathing out, your arms restore. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay? We are going to do it short. We are going to do it about 10 times. All right? Now, follow my narration. Okay? Now, close your eyes gently. From the middle of the brain, think of the blue sky. Think of the blue sky on top of our head, all the way up. Think of the blue sky beneath our feet, all the way down. Think of the blue sky in front of us, behind us, surrounding us. Okay, we do the big open close. On breathing in, I spread my wings to fly up to the sky. On breathing out, my hands restore. I'm breathing in, I spread my wings again. Continue on your own. I'm like a big bird flying in the sky. Okay, now sweep in all the surrounding qi and put your hands on your navel. Relax, relax. Take a deep breath again. Breathe out, relax. Now, do you think you are more relaxed now? Before the open close and after the open close? Can you tell the difference? Yes or no? Can you tell the difference after the 10 open close? Yes, yes, yes. What's the indication? The indication is that we thought that we will relax, but actually not true, not so, right? And that's the value of Qigong practice. Many times, many people, they practice half an hour, 1 hour, but they throw away the very important part at the end of the practice. They do not know that the practice brings us into that state of calmness, and we are supposed to expand this throughout the whole day. See? And also from this short practice, you can see that to appreciate Dao De Jing, it will be more efficient if you practice Qigong. If you do not practice Qigong, it is very difficult for you to really appreciate the book. Okay? Thank you. We meet again.
Thank you.